What's up, the squad? Back with another video. Y'all seen the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Ilhan Omar, I told y'all. The thing is, I keep telling people. I keep telling people, and I've been telling people really this past 2 or 3 weeks that I know for a fact that things aren't looking good for her or her husband at all. There has been multiple raids that's been happening in Minnesota due to the fraud that's happening, and I'm here for it. Check it out.
There's no way in the world, dude. I probably get an assault charge if somebody running my finances accidentally thought I was worth $30 million, and I'm not even worth $100,000. Like, bruh, if it was 15 million to 20 million, 10 to 30 million, maybe. You're talking less than $100,000 of worth, and you put 30 million on your thing. This her getting caught in the hallway looking stupid. Roll the clip.
Hi, Congresswoman Omar. You were just talking about how Trump's economy has failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative 65,000 before coming into Congress to over $30 million in just 7 years.
My disclosure is public now.
Yeah, it is. And so a lot of people now are looking into that and finding S. Crew Winery, a winery that doesn't actually seem to exist. Is that a real winery, or?
Do you all actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions?
Well, it's listed in the financial disclosure, so can you explain it? Because we have a lot of questions about it, and things just aren't adding up. There's no real phone number. There's no real location.
Why did you want to buy some wine?
Probably not from you, to be honest. Recently stated that the American people should be afraid of the white man. They should be fearful of the white man.
I never said that.
Yeah, but you're on video saying it.
Our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
Let me explain something to y'all. What bothers me the most is that people are still supporting her. I'm going to show y'all exactly why people shouldn't support her. I'm not trying to, turn people away. I'm not even about to go there. I'm not even about to be that person. But I'm going to definitely say this is exactly why it's very important on who you have in Congress, who you have in the office in general. I'm gonna just play this video. It's 12 seconds.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.
This is exactly what I mean. She doesn't know what y'all think she knows. I feel like this is something that you definitely should know, even not even being in Congress. She said World War XI. This is why right here. This is why. What's worse is you have Tim Minot suddenly closing his world famous winery just 7 days after the oversight committee sent him a letter requesting financial information about that winery. I tell y'all, it's literally, I know for a fact when people are always in my comments and people telling me reckless, I don't think they're gonna do nothing. Me personally, I feel like they are. Because a lot of these things they're doing to themselves. They're doing to themselves, and they're putting everything out there on the way that they're reacting. Check it out right here.
Don't you think it's just kind of like a wild, wacky, weird coincidence that her net worth in 2024, when Joe Biden was still president, long before all of these Somali fraud investigations and convictions, there have been convictions, was listed on official congressional disclosure forms with her signature on it as up to $30 million. But after multiple investigations were announced into her finances, and after Donald Trump got elected and people started asking real questions, she amended those forms. And wouldn't you know it, her net worth tonight now down to as little as $18,000. Look, $18,000 is a lot of money. Not if you're a member of Congress making $174,000 a year. Remember, 1 year ago, she was a multi-millionaire. Tonight, technically, she's living below the poverty line. How did that happen? And she expects us to believe all of this. Both parts, the millionaire part and the $18,000 part tonight. Congresswoman World War XI, one of so many Somali immigrants in this country who have contributed so much to this country, like this woman right here. Frankly, I'm surprised that King Charles didn't mention this woman by name today because she has done so much for America.
So Minnesotans, not Minnesotans, Somalis brought more than just built they didn't just build the economy, but we contribute to the soul of this great state. And I want to remind you that no human is illegal, ever. You are not illegal. Our neighbors are not illegal.
And don't you think it's odd that Ilhan Omar's current husband, her third husband, not her brother, this guy right here, Tim Minette, suddenly closed this world-famous winery just 7 days after the Oversight Committee sent him a letter requesting financial information about that winery, which, to our knowledge, has never produced a single glass of wine, but somehow it grew in value by $5 million, according to these same financial disclosures. Isn't that interesting? A winery, an amazing winery known for its fabulous 2026 World War XI Chardonnay, just suddenly closed its doors. Nothing strange about that, nothing at all.
We're looking for 422, which is the mailing address of Ilhan Omar's winery. There's a big complex with many different stores, and looks like Carmine just found it. Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Do you guys sell any wine?
Sell wine?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I have wine boxes.
Wine boxes?
Oh, okay.
There it goes. There's $5 million worth of a wine business right there.
That is maybe the nicest tasting room I have ever seen. Tim Minette, who's got nothing to hide. We would never make an accusation. According to the California Business Registry, the company was officially terminated on April 4th this month. And aides to Ilhan Omar cited an accounting error for that $30 million mistake. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. But where is Ilhan and where's Tim Minette? Why haven't we heard from them about any of this since it all started? And what about all those wine club members still waiting for their spring shipment of that World War XI rosé? What about them? That's why this show exists. We are fighting for the Ilhan Omar wine club members who haven't gotten their wine club shipments. I'm kidding. But don't you think it's interesting that all of this is happening with Ilhan Omar at the exact same time that a massive fraud scandal is happening with the Somali community in her district? And don't you think it's odd that her wealth and the wealth of the Somalis in her community grew at the exact same time, but she had nothing to do with it? That's interesting to us. We think that's really interesting, and we're going to keep asking.
I'm telling y'all, it's horrible. Definitely horrible. Says FBI and federal agents carry out a raid on Somali Senior Center and adult day services in Minneapolis. Somalis are not getting away with it, and no matter how Ilhan or Tim Walz tries. Literally carrying out multiple boxes. As y'all see, it's not a game. And I ain't gonna say that I'm calling out nothing, and that I have called it out, but I told y'all, I truly feel like they on top of it. I truly feel as if they're on top of it, and I'm telling y'all see it. FBI Evidence Response Team is out there getting it done. I truly love it. Says reactions are pouring in after FBI carried out a 22 search warrants across Minnesota as part of an ongoing fraud investigation. Check it out right here.
Federal agents raiding 22 child care centers across Minneapolis as part of an ongoing fraud investigation, according to the Justice Department. One of the targets, the Quality Learning Center, which became infamous after a sign outside
the Learning Center, y'all, the Learning Center,
misspelled learning. The issue getting national attention after YouTuber Nick Shirley visited multiple Somali-run childcare centers that appeared closed or had no children inside, despite receiving millions in state funding.
We'd like to ask where the money's going.
Some of the daycares denied any fraud, saying the videos were recorded outside normal operating hours. Governor Walz reacting to the search warrants, quote, "If you commit fraud in Minnesota, you are going to get caught." And that's exactly what we saw today. We catch criminals when state and federal agencies share information. FBI Director...
Let me tell y'all something. This is exactly what people do when he know he's wrong in this situation and he's know he's full of it. This is what I'm talking about right here. He knows he's in trouble. He's sitting here trying to take credit for something that he's doing. Like, that's wild to me. How are you gonna take credit? Like,
Federal agencies share information. FBI Director Kash Patel firing back at Walz, quote, "Come again?" This FBI and DOJ drafted and executed every search warrant today. But go ahead and take credit for our work while we smoke out the fraud plaguing Minnesota under your governorship. The governor has faced major backlash over the large-scale fraud under his watch, even admitting in December, quote, "The buck stops with me." Federal prosecutors say fraud tied to 14 Minnesota Medicaid programs could top $9 billion since 2018. State lawmakers are demanding answers and accountability.
This money is not only getting stolen, but it's also not going to meet the needs of families who really need childcare.
And the bipartisan Minnesota House Fraud Prevention Committee, they held a planned hearing today. We heard from a former DHS investigator and now whistleblower who said that in 2017, he saw a leadership shift from trying to stop this widespread child care fraud to now basically trying to limit the people who were investigating it, John.
All right, we'll see.
Let me tell y'all, they seen that money, and that's all they seen was money. Oh, we getting paid this. Oh, we can do it this way. We can do it this way. Oh, they're not gonna catch us. This, that. Man, they on to them. I'm telling y'all. Ugly. Says Anna Paulina Luna is reacting to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz taking credit for the FBI raids in Minneapolis area businesses on Tuesday, including child care centers. Says the real reason today's raids happened is because Tim Walz is one heartbeat away from prison, and he's trying to cover his tail, Luna said. Literally got right here, you got Avery says Tim Walz trying to take credit for cracking down on fraud when just a few months ago he denied and downplayed the existence of the fraud, especially among the Somali community. Is a wild switch up. And it definitely is a wild switch up. I'm not going to lie. Check it out.
Me great joy to let you know that today, April 28th, the FBI raided the Quality Clearing Center in Minneapolis, along with 22 other court-authorized search warrants in the Twin Cities area, largely Somali-linked businesses as part of a larger fraud investigation. Shout out to Nick Shirley. Now, Tim Walz tried taking credit for the raids. Remember, according to him, just like a few months ago, this wasn't happening. But he writes, today's raids by state and federal law enforcement, I thought he wasn't cooperating with federal law enforcement, his words, not mine, happened because our state agencies caught irregular behavior and reported it? I'm sorry. People in your administration quite literally said that everybody knew this fraud was going on and didn't report it. Mm-hmm. He writes, that's how the system is supposed to work, and our agencies will keep at it as long as there are fraudsters around to put behind bars. What world? What is this man smoking? What? What planet is he on? I don't know. FBI Director Kash Patel responds and writes, "Come again? ? The FBI and the DOJ, with our DHS partners, drafted and executed every search warrant today. But go ahead and take credit for our work while we smoke out the fraud plaguing Minnesota under your governorship." Does everyone forget that Tim Walz said this fraud didn't exist? Democrats, you've got to be smarter than this. This is a little too crazy. This is a little bit too much. You got to be smarter than this, please. It's giving Somali level IQ.
Yeah,
It brings
Definitely is. It definitely is. I mean, it's no way around it. Says massive federal raids underway in Minneapolis. DOJ and federal agents are hitting 22 locations across the city this morning as part of the fraud investigation. It's yesterday morning. Says many targets are Somali-linked businesses, including the infamous Quality Learning Center daycare that went viral for receiving 1.9 million taxpayer funds while appearing to have no kills and misspelled sign. When I say it was no kids in there, no kids whatsoever. Had toys, everything. And then after they got caught, a few times people start showing up, they start showing up and recording and going in there. They start bringing their kids to work to show that there was kids in there. I'm telling you.
Currently underway, federal agents seen leaving the Quality Learning Center. And Brooke Taylor has more on that and what they're looking for. Brooke, good morning.
Hi, Bill. Good morning. Yeah, we have had a photographer there at the daycare since this morning, capturing video of those federal agents just going in and out of the building, collecting evidence as part of the DOJ's fraud investigation in Minnesota. Take a look at this video here. Sources tell Fox that federal agents are raiding about 22 businesses across Minneapolis this morning, and sources say many of them are tied to Somali-owned operations. All of this comes after that viral YouTube video from Nick Shirley. It was back in December. In that video, he visited different child care centers. And you'll remember they were either closed or there were just no children inside, despite receiving state child care funding. Now, the location that you're looking at right now, it's the Quality Learning Center. This is the daycare. It went viral. It blew up on social media because of a sign outside with learning that was literally misspelled. The Education Secretary at the time claimed that the daycare received $1.9 million while, quote, masquerading as a daycare. And then shortly after that, the Trump administration announced it was freezing child care funding to Minnesota and calling for a full audit of certain daycare centers. And just checking my emails now, it looks like we got a statement from DHS sharing, quote, Homeland Security.
Y'all see how bad it just makes me happy because there is more so of action rather than just sitting there talking about it. It's more so action. You got President Trump here speaking facts about what's going down within the Somalian community and saying that they all need to go. Check it out.
Hi, sir.
Sure. Hi.
What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national?
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? But they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated, it's crime-ridden, it's a mess, it's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous... We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Go ahead.
Y'all heard it. One thing about it is I know that things will be handled and things will be situated. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Enough of me talking. Y'all let me know what y'all think, within all of this. And I definitely appreciate y'all. Definitely do. Catch y'all next one.